Hello and aloha to everybody in the planet Earth, to all the good people. Today, believe it or not, it's 12 o'clock right now. On the 15th of March, and I'm finishing this last topics about the chapter of ethics. And I'm going to study or do some contemplation on revenge, as I mentioned, and scorning and mockery and making fun of people, and also stubbornness. Let's take a look at revenge. Whenever I look at the kids, let's say between the age 7 to 12, sometimes they bother each other, they play, somebody might hit somebody or break somebody's things. Children, sometimes they cry, and most of the time they just call mom and dad or, grown-ups to come and help them. And when a grown-up comes, problem basically most of the time gets solved one way or other. And kids, they don't seek revenge from each other, and they go back and again play. Or most of the time. And this is what Jesus Christ says, that you have to be like children in order to come to the kingdom of God. Because it seems children, they have a mechanism in order to prevent the revenge. And that is, they seek and recognize somebody bigger than them. In the case of adults, is not the case. When we're adults, we know there's no mother and father to come and help us, and sometimes you're proud and arrogant. We don't want to get somebody's help. And the thing that happens to us, of course, is very severe. Somebody could kill one of our beloveds, or destroy our house, or destroy our business, gets our job away, break our marriage. This thing creates a lot of anger in anybody. And so many of people, they seek revenge. It seems natural to some people to get back and try to revenge. But if we listen to this advice of Jesus Christ and try to be like children and not to kill the child for the price of adulthood, and like children that they seek the grown-up to help them, if we also know baha'u'llah, His Divine Majesty, baha'u'llah, our Father, the Father of the universe, if we know it, we could ask Him for help. I've done it many times. But when you take the matter in your own hand, so naturally He can't move in, because you took the matter in your hand. I think the best is at this time the person to know that there is other people, this universe is under control. Like kids, they know we are alive and we're in the control. We should know that this universe is under control of God and His manifestation, which is baha'u'llah. So at least, we feel some console by going to baha'u'llah and slow down and stop this revenge, because it seems that it's totally a waste of time. Since the damage has occurred, now what is the use of us to get rid of the person who done the damage? It's not going to return the loss, whether it's material or spiritual, whatever. The thing has happened. And even if you seek revenge, I've seen many people that they sought revenge and they destroyed the people that they did that to them. After you do it, you don't feel good about it either. After sometimes you start to think that, did you have the right to take this person into court of yourself and be the judge of it and get rid of him? this is, I want to be speaking of it in a social level as well, because it just is not going to help the individuals to do anything. The best is that we think about it differently. I always say that, okay, a driver passed by and he was drinking and he killed your son, my daughter, my wife, my father. But this could have been done also by a stone rolling from the top of the mountain and crushed a car. It could happen by lightning, by wind. It could happen by germs, by an animal. What do? Complain from the wind, from the stone, from the nature, from what's happening right now in Japan? How many thousands of people died? What do? Complain the sea, the tectonic plate? What do we do about that? We know there's no revenge on that. So revenge brings depression, definitely, and sadness. It's better to be stopped, and it's not really a way to do things. I know it's hard, but in reality it doesn't help at all. It's an ethical standing for a lot of people that they think they should take their revenge in order to, feel good. But actually it's not helping at all. Talking about the other subject that I like to is the scorning, or making mockery out of people or out of situations. To laugh and make people to laugh, it's a great thing. It's in fact a necessity that we have to laugh. There are a lot of things funny about our own life. It looks like a drama, this life, that we are the actors, and our sorrows and our feelings sometimes laughable. Stay outside of it and quit for a second and look at what do. We try a lot of things for nothing really. It is funny. But if we start to make a mockery out of a person, especially because the way he talks, the way he looks, color of his skin, his cultures and whatnot, of certain individual, that really is not good. It's bad, because the person can't do anything about it. And after again doing these kind of things, when your laugh is stopped, you're going to feel depressed and sorrowful, and the person who's been mocked might feel depressed as well. But sometimes people do something. This is their own making. It's not themselves. It's what they do and act. That what becomes very funny. I remember Jane Fonda was saying that when somebody falls, she laughs, that she knows it's wrong, but can't help herself. So if something like that happened, and somebody does an act of funny, so we can laugh, sure. If he agrees with it, that it was funny, sometimes the people do something and they laugh about it as well. But if he's not, we have to apologize him for laughing at him or what has happened. So we can laugh at people for what they are, but for what they do, I think it's okay. But imagine, people are making money out of this. I remember President Clinton and the ordeal that this family went through, how much it became the mockery of some of these TV characters, and they made money out of them. It was really awful, really, really awful. That's really, really not acceptable in the Baha'i faith. Laughing to the people's, pain and suffering is really, really bad. Not acceptable. That should not be the cause of the, our happiness or our laugh or our mood, I should say, because somebody else is in trouble. Really bad. sickening. The person who does that is sick. So, there's lots of other things we can talk about. Another topic it's not bad to talk about and speak about is the stubbornness. Some people are seriously stubborn. I've seen many of them. The stubbornness of an individual starts when the person does not have any reason, any practical reason why is he resisting over some idea or some actions or something that he's doing, despite people asking him and begging him not to do it. The things that public and others from outside, they see it's harmful to him and to others, but the stubborn individual does not accept. He just simply says, this is what I will do and this is what I'm going to do. That's a stubbornness. However, if the person brings reasons and produce some explanations of why is he standing and resisting an idea, that person is not called stubborn. No. That person has reasons and is defending his reasons to stand behind what he does, because that is resistance. So we have to understand how to get this stubbornness separated from being steadfast and resistance and resilient. It is a cause of a lot of problem, this stubbornness. Sometimes it's got psychological reasons. Sometimes people are shy and they seem to be arrogant and stubborn, but actually they're not stubborn. But the stubborn person who has no reasons and is keep doing something has to be left alone. Talk to him nicely and don't reason with him. Just let him do what he does, and he'll see the consequence of his actions himself. But a loving attitude and kindness will eventually affect these people, and they may get out of their high horses and stop bothering themselves and others. I guess I'm tired. It's 12 o'clock, and I'm going to stop this topic of ethics with this brief that I brought up. I'm sure there's a lot more to talk when it comes to ethics. I chose certain topics that I thought it's relevant to us. This is the 4th chapter, and we're going to go to the 5th chapter later on, which would be the spiritual deed. That would be really a very wide range topics in there. The actions that produces spiritual values. And I'll be talking about that next time. May God be with you, baha'u'llah be with you, and I'll see you speak hopefully tomorrow if I'm alive. Thank you.